The bells were made in 1830 by the Whitechapel Bell Foundry in London, which is the oldest manufacturing company in the United Kingdom. And a conservative way of saying when they were founded is during the reign of Elizabeth I, so back in the Renaissance. But they were actually preceding companies which it grew out of, which go back to the Middle Ages. So it's incredibly ancient. And I just find that alone absolutely fascinating. So that, for example, Westminster Abbey has been doing business with them for centuries. So there's a sense of continuity which is amazing. So what we ended up doing was the bells, the structure supporting the bells had problems. The stalks, which the bells are attached to the structure with and by which they swing and so on, some of them were twisted and had problems. There were a lot of problems. So we decided to have them restored and have the whole structure fixed up and improved. So we went back to the original company, who are still the greatest experts in the world, to redo the bells. And it captures the imagination too. When you want to do fundraising, the idea of the bells going back to London it has captured the imagination, and it's helped us with their fundraising. It has become a kind of a signature for the cathedral as well, so that the Francophone community, a lot of people know who we are now because of that. Second Regard, the television program, Radio Canada television program, had already done one show about how the bells were run a few years before, and then they did a big project over many months on the actual project of restoring the bells. And they even went to the extent of asking Maxence Bilodeau, who's a correspondent based in Paris, to go over to London for a day and film in the foundry while they were working on the bells and talk with them there. So we had a complete picture of them. That was shown across the country. So I have friends who saw it in British Columbia and so on. So that has been an extremely exciting project. Not only exciting, it's been exciting to meet the bell hangers, they are called. These two experts who have been working in Big Ben the week before, they go all over the world. And we hosted them and had meals with them and spent a lot of time with them. I took photographs of every stage of this climbing up in the tower. My wife was a bell ringer, one of my sons is a bell ringer too.
Oh, really?
So we were we're involved in different ways. And so the whole process has been superb. And I have to give a lot of credit to our former mayor, Mayor Lallier, who we wrote to about this project, and he offered $25,000 from the city, which was combined through a program with the province, so that the province gave 25, the city gave 25, with the idea that this would give us a kickoff for our campaign. And then later on we discovered that we had problems with leaks and other issues with the church that we hadn't expected when we started this campaign. And so we had to fundraise for that as well. Fortunately, we're in the province of Quebec, where there's the Religious Heritage Foundation, which provides funding for this kind of thing. And we wrote to the Mairesse Boucher, who also found $25,000 for us to help with other things. And we had very generous private donations on a considerable scale to go with the government donation. So that basically the Bell campaign is pretty much entirely covered by the donations. The other campaign, because we've spent about, say, $450,000, or we will have spent about $450,000 with the roof, the foundations, and this and that. A lot of that help from the government, a loan from the Anglican Foundation of Canada, but we managed to handle it all very well. So the place is in much better shape, and we have now a much greater and more positive profile with the larger community, which helps attract new parishioners, new choir members, new bell ringers, and a lot of them are francophones. A lot of the bell ringers, choir members have been over time, and people worshiping too. So it's fun.